Hello there. My name is Jayden Shutt. Creating this video to kind of give you an intro to utilizing Amazon AWS EC2 services. So let's go ahead and get into that. The very first thing, in fact, the very first thing I advise you do, get a prepaid card. Not a gift card, right? But an actual prepaid like Visa card. If you're going to be playing with Amazon AWS, and you use your debit account or whatever, there's a risk that you leave stuff online or that something will start loading, in a loop or something and eat up a lot of CPU and you start incurring some hefty charges. So get a prepaid card and set it up, throw like 50, 60 bucks, whatever you're comfortable with on there. That way if you mess up, the card will get maxed out, no further charges will be accrued, there's no overdraft, nothing. And it makes it safer to play with in this realm and actually learn this. So, yeah, get a prepaid card. That's probably the very first thing you should do. And with that, you go to aws.amazon.com. aws.amazon.com, and you can sign up here, or you can sign in. So, anyway, you can also sign up on that thing. I think this has a cookie where it knows I've been in it. So you just sign up and you do your, oh, here it is. I'm a new user or whatever it is. And that'll be that. So I'm going to sign in here. I've already done that step, so pause the video and go ahead and just move forward with that. And that'll be great. So here we are. Welcome to Amazon AWS, the Amazon Web Services. EC2, as you see, there's a description here. This is where you can create virtual servers. There's a lot of add-ons here, like CloudFormation, which is useful for spinning up or adding things or rebuilding environments or anything like that in forms of stacks. It's also code deploy here, which isn't the same as CloudFormation. CloudFormation builds stacks. Code deploy actually manages your code deployment process. Look, you got your relational databases here. That's cool. NoSQLs for the I call it DynamoDB. Just a lot of cool stuff in here you're gonna have to play with. But I want to talk about EC2, which is all the main thing here for spinning up virtual servers. And so I've already spun one up in here, but we'll spin up another one. I did a Linux instance, so I have one random instance, one volume, one key. Authenticate with it, which is kind of nice. And here, let me bring up my terminal. I've already done all the work here, so I'll show you that. Basically, I use a key to be able to authenticate, and I pass a user, and then that's my current instance that I've actually been playing with a little bit on my personal account, and it's the Linux AMI, the Amazon, I believe, machine instance or something like that. But anyway, I'm playing around in here. Let's go. And you can actually see HTTPD in here. Subsys is locked. And if we do the IP address, and I'm just giving you a preview before we get into it. IP address, which is here. See that. I'm on a Mac at this moment, so I'm trying to remember all the key things. You can see I have a basic web server set up with the defaults. So anyway, going in here, so you can do launch instance. This is where it all begins, really. So you go into Amazon EC2, you can go to instances and you can launch it. And you can design whatever you want in here. So it's like, hey, what do you want? I use the Amazon Linux. It works. It does everything I want. I mean, it has the important stuff that I need. So if I have to go into something that's Red Hat specific, I can, or CentOS specific, I probably could. But yeah, we've got Windows in here and everything. A lot of free tier items. So when you first sign up, I highly advise that you stick with the free tier just to learn the basics of EC2. There's also some general videos that help you. Let's go ahead and build another one of these. Why not? So you can select whatever, and we'll just do the basic 1 vCPU, 1 gig of memory. So let's get into here. And by the way, it shows network performance. It's not really a high performing thing, but I don't require much of anything other than lab work from it right now. But it's actually pretty interesting that you can sign up for this. You get, I think, a $1 charge when you put in your credit card just to verify the card, I guess. I'm not even sure if that charge goes through. You get like a $1 charge, and you're able to spin up and host your own web server on the internet. Man, it's kind of cool. So let's move on. Review and launch now. Let's go next. So you're able to say that I'm only want one server, and you can select what network. And I'm doing the sloppy thing of only having it in the kind of public, or actually I have one VPC. That's my little VPC network, and it's not really secured down or locked down very much, besides the defaults. So I don't have preference on anything, so we'll just move forward with that because it's just for general. Actually, I don't mind it being magnetic. I don't really care about the SSD. So let's save that for something important. So here it says Launch Wizard 2 is open to the world. That's okay. I kind of want it to be at this time. The only thing that is enabled right now is SSH, so someone would have to SSH and have the keys. So that's cool. So I hit launch, and it says I'll use an existing pair. Basically, you can go create a new pair and just name it something, and it'll give you a download of a PIM file, and that's pretty much it. So I'll just use my existing. I acknowledge, blah, 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 launch. And this is all it is. Boom. I just spun up a Linux server. So it might take a minute to actually boot up or build out, but it's not very long at all. So that's kind of cool. And there's the name of it. It's still pending. So that'll be the public IP. If I go to instances, you can see I have my existing instance already running, and I have a new instance pending, which means they're just kind of spawning it up, preparing it for me. So monitoring stuff's pretty cool, actually. We have that disabled for now as a default. All right, my instance is online. So in theory, I should be able to go to my terminal, right? And let me clear that. I'm actually already in a box. Let me exit that. I don't even want to be part of that right now. So now I got a server. I have my PIM file. I'm going to SSH to the IP I have here, which is 22.227. It's a new one. Status check is initializing, but that's fine. So I can do SSH-I, and then I put my key in a weird location, the .ssh, where you normally put the ID RSA files, but yeah, whatever. So I'll do that, and then I'll do I think it's the EC2 user we have to do, EC2, here, if you click on one and you hit connect, it'll give you the instructions. So it's EC2 user, and so let me command C that and do that. So it's pretty cool. Wow, I'm just sloppy with my clicking right now. Paste. There you go. Boom. Yeah, sure. Well, welcome. Now I'm logged into that instance. It's pretty awesome. So right now I'm logged into this new server, and all is well. So we just spun up a Linux server that quickly. And what I do with this is almost limitless. I mean, it has everything I want. Whoa. Yep. So there's not a whole lot going on here. You have to install everything you want. You're under the EC2 user. You can sudo everything. So if you do this, like sudo yum install httpd for Apache, yeah, I want to install it all. It's all good. So it'll install that stuff. But here's the thing: if you write service httpd start to actually start the service, it says, "Oh my God, no, this ain't right." This is, and I see a lot of people writing this on the internet. This is because you're not sudoing. The first 1024 ports on a server, a Linux server, are kind of locked down to the root user, root level access users. So if you do a sudo, service httpd start, it'll actually work. Bam! See how fast it was? No problem, because it's just the port it's listening to. So now I can go here this quickly, and I have a web host right now live. That is horrible. I should actually just command C this. Same as Control C. So this is my other instance, 102. It ends in. This is 227, and whoa, it doesn't work. Now, the reason that doesn't work is we have to go in and get into where am I? We have to get into our security groups. All right, we have Launch Wizard 2, which is that second one was built in, and if you look, outbound wide open. All right, nothing's blocked. You go to inbound. Oh, only SSH is allowed, so we can edit, add rule. Right, and we're going to allow HTTP traffic anywhere, from anywhere, right? Save, done. Now when we go here, refresh, command F. Oh, never mind, it did. So now I got a website. Okay, boom. This is, of course, is a default landing, horrible, not very secure. Probably do some stuff with this, but that is how simple Amazon AWS is. It's really point click, get your service, configure it through a GUI, and life is good. Now there's non-GUI. There's actual ways to script things within this, and that's a more advanced video. But for you're just fiddling with it, labbing, spinning up instances, and by the way, look at this is let me go to here, billing and cost management. The hopefully I don't show too much private information. This is so far costing me nothing. I've left these on all day, and these are all part of that free tier. And I forget how many hours it is, but I'm sure it's legit. And I can literally host little websites everywhere and leave these running. Now here, I'm actually going to go back to now click on this stuff. There, I want to go back to EC2, and I want to talk about the status of these instances. So right now we have running, pending. There's also a stopped. So if I take this new instance, which is the 227 instance state, stop, right? Then you also see a terminate, but let's go to stop. Oh my God, yeah, stop. And basically, boom, just died. And you can see, oh, my terminal just lost connection. It's that quick. It's pretty awesome, actually. It's pretty fantastic how this works. The stopped can be restarted, and when it's actually stopped, you stop incurring charges as well. So that's kind of a nice thing. So it's trying to do this. It's going through its stopping mechanism, whatever. And then when I start it back up, my data will still be there. It's kind of nice. So there's terminate. That's where you decide, I don't want this instance anymore. I want to get rid of it. Boom, terminate. You're on the EBS badge. And now it's going to shut down, terminate, and then eventually disappear. It'll say terminate and disappear out. So let's go back to this one, the 102. If you ever forget how to connect, just use this. I have to add a little extra 11 here, but I'll just do that. Click that Command C. Let's go to ssh-i.ssh folder /Jayden. And then we'll just boop, paste. Cool. Go into my other server here, and now I'm logged in. Remember, authentication is done through that private key. So this is actually pretty useful too if you don't have a terminal client, or if you don't want to install PuTTY and deal with the whole PuTTY gen, converting the PIM to a PPK. You can always just use a Java client, which is kind of nice. So and it's handy in the browser, and it's cool because you can just use almost any browser you want, as long as you got Java installed. So now we have HTTPD, and we can do anything we want in here. So that is how easy it is to spin up a EC2 instance. Now, if you look in here, I'm gonna go back. EC2 dashboard. Okay, that's cool. Then here we have our security groups, but there's also VPCs. Let me go through. And now it is network interfaces. Here, that's the VPC ID. And that's just virtual private cloud, right? So basically, I'm able to spin up these little subnets. Really, that's what it is. Little resource groupings of IPs and what's allowed, right? And how they net to public, private, whatever. And then that way I can create like lab collection over here, lab collection over there, whatever you really want to use this for. But the way I'm describing this video is for lab uses. But it's kind of neat. You can just sit there and create private clouds everywhere, and then put your EC2 instances within them, and then start ordering additional services if you really want to get that far with it. Which is kind of why you want to put only 50, 60 bucks or whatever on a prepaid card in case you let something go and you got a load balancer going crazy, looping traffic like crazy, and you're incurring a lot of charges with it. So anyway, this is Amazon Web Services, the intro, and I just showed you how to quickly get in and start spinning up a Linux server. Same thing with the Windows. By the way, the only thing with the Windows, and they actually walk you through this, if we go back to instances, I'm not going to spin one up right now, but no, terminate it, is that with the Windows, the key you get, you have to go into another window and paste the key and decrypt it, so to speak, and it gives you the password and you log in as administrator. And then it's just your RDP Windows session. You can assign your drives or whatever you want to do. So, within the remote desktop client. So, all is well, and I hope this video helps you a little bit. So, appreciate it. Bye.